See, I knew when the thumbnail had them kissing, it was something sus. Holy fucking shit. Ugh. I don't know if any of you understand how fucking happy I am that they finally stuck to a comic adaptation and arc. Thank fucking God. Alright, first of all, we gotta say a farewell and a rip to Earl and Mary, all of those lost in the Battle of Hilltop. Rip to Alpha. Samantha Morton, you did a fantastic fucking job. I know that we all hated your fucking guts, but it takes a special kind of talent to make people hate you that much. So, massive, massive props to you for kicking ass the last 2 seasons as Alpha. Just the different emotion and overall vibe she brought to the show was something else. And I mean, yes, Negan brought that as well from 616 to when he was imprisoned, but and though it was similar and it wasn't. It was a very different personality, but it was still of the same nature, if that makes sense. Like, both of them were villains. Both of them were very different kind of villains with very different morals and values. Whereas, like, Negan, he was pretty set on his principles for a while. But Alpha tended to lie and fake a lot. And even though Negan sort of did too, as we learned this season, I gotta kind of get off the screen of them kissing. It's weird. I don't like it. He made a couple points of mentioning it earlier on, where it was things along the line of, I made myself into a monster because that is what the world needed. And to be fair, show Negan. He isn't wrong. Because from what we understand, Simon was either the leader of the Sanctuary or was second hand to the leader or something along those lines. And things were bad there for a while. Negan came in, fucking whipped his dick out and just made some waves and changes and whipped that place into shape real quick. And he had people working for a system. He had people weren't starving. They were protected, and things were working out fairly well. And did it have its flaws? Of course it did, as most systems do. But Alpha, on the other hand, and even though they haven't really explicitly made it clear in the show, I'm gonna take the same lore and behavior from the comics because I think since it hasn't been explicitly stated that it's not the case, I think it's a fair assumption. The abuse, like the whipping and the primal, like keep saying, like knowing each other on a primal level and like talking about all that stuff, I don't doubt that Alpha let Whisperers use Lydia in all kinds of terrible ways. And even though they might not come out and explicitly state it, that's how it was in the comics. And I'm glad she's gone for many reasons. All right. So, again, I don't want to talk a shit ton about this episode. Well, okay, I do actually, but I'm going to try not to because I want to try to keep the time afterwards down a bit because I don't know how I'm going to edit this. And I don't know if I'm going to have to do a separate video for this. We had the battle at the Hilltop, which I thought was pretty well done, though I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping for a little more. And the fact that it had the intro sequence and after 5 minutes it was the morning already and people were just kind of scattered, I see the way that they did it, part of it reminds me a little bit of No Way Out and part of it reminds me of Too Far Gone. So, and if you're not keen on the episode numbers, names, all that stuff, Too Far Gone, Governor Attack, Herschel Death, all that stuff, No Way Out, Walkers in Alexandria, Anderson Family Died, all that stuff. So those episodes were almost fully the battles. And I'm not saying this episode should have fully been the battle, but I do wish that we got more of the battle, because at least with Too Far Gone, we had the battle, and then throughout we had different people kind of breaking away and separating and splitting off, and going to rendezvous or trying to go to rendezvous points, etc. Whereas in this, we didn't really get that. We got people kind of, it seemed like the starts of people forming those groups, and then it just cut to the next morning and they were all just split into groups that we didn't really see. And I mean, it's not a huge massive issue, but because they clearly had a lot of other stories to tell this episode. But I think this episode could have been extended, maybe another 20 minutes or so, and they could have included a little bit more with the battle, and or at least the splitting off into the groups and such, because like we didn't see Earl get bit. We could have seen a questionable scenario where he could have gotten bit, but we weren't sure. We didn't see what happened to Zeke, that he was just under some rubble. Like, I don't know. The walkers look phenomenal this episode, as always. The gore of this episode was so good. The one guy at the beginning that Negan put down, oof. That reminds me of Call of Duty World War II, the Storm in the Beaches mission, where you gotta pull something out from under a dead guy, and his arms like that. Oh, it's grody. I could sort of see the makings for Negan trying to find every reason not to kill Alpha, because I think she sort of reminded him of his wife a little bit, with the hair missing and just a little bit of the personality and stuff. So he was trying to find a way to not have to kill her, but I think deep down he knew that he was always going to have to. And I hope that we get a scene in 14 where it's a little bit of a flashback to the moment where Carol made the deal, or that thing with Negan, because she obviously, whether someone else was in on it or not, we don't know. Up to this point, we just think it was her. And I could make a whole other video on this. I'm not happy. I'm not sure if I'm happy about the way she went about it. She didn't tell anybody that she let him out, and he was going to do the deed, yet she was acting absolutely ridiculous, putting everyone else in danger when she already had a plan in place, supposedly. I don't like that. If she didn't even tell Daryl, that really doesn't sit well with me. So am I happy that someone made a plan to get him out of the cell and go do what he did? Absolutely. But that plan should have been shared with people, and people should have known about that. And if they didn't, that's really shitty, and that shows that she's just, again, another level of not being able to be trusted. We had the stuff with Aaron and Negan, which I thought was very interesting. They're going to have a whole interesting conversation next time they see each other. And Luke was injured. How did Luke get injured? That's just, there's like little things here and there. Kelly and Alden and Mary, that dynamic was very interesting. We kind of had Kelly as the mediator for that. We had Alden as the protective dad, father figure for Adam, and Mary, the maternal instincts kicking in, even though it's not her baby, it's her blood, her family. There's a special kind of bond there, and the kid probably recognizes her a little bit, or maybe something of that nature. Still, it was really sad to see her go, and it happened so fast, and it was so brutal. Beta gutted her like a pig. Like, he gutted her like Rick gutted the fat guy that was trying to rape Carl. That was just... I'm really happy that Alden put her down, though, so she didn't have to live out her days as a fucking guardian. But it would have been nice if Alden would have took the shot at Beta and then took the shot at her. And Beta got part of his mask ripped off, and a whisper recognized him. Oh, that was amazing. I wonder if he's going to try to stitch it back on and just kind of leave it off and just say, fuck it. Also, now that Alpha's dead, things just got a lot better in some aspects, but a lot worse too. Because once Beta finds out, he is going to lose his fucking mind. And he's just going to go balls to the wall and just fucking attack. And so I'm worried about that. Because if it goes the way that I'm thinking, we might get another comic death. Involving a tower. I think that will stay faithful to the comics, by the way. I do think we're going to get form of, again, if you're not here for comic spoilers, then you might not want to check out this part of the video either, because I'm just going to be talking about them. If you're still here, you're going to hear them. So, the Andrea comic death, I was initially believing that's going to go to go to Carol. I could still sort of see it going to her, because if they make it go to Rosita, I'm going to be so pissed. Because I really like Rosita, and I really don't want her to die. So, oh my god, Yumiko sucker punching Carol in the mouth. We stand that shit. That was amazing. I'm kind of sad that Yumiko and Magna are splitting, but I mean, if they feel that that's what's best, then who am I to tell them otherwise? Eugene and Carol. Don't know if they've really ever had like a full scene together. It's nice that we got that, even though it was what it was. The stuff with Judith and Earl too. Oh, it broke my heart, man. Like, kept the kid safe though. Kept the kid safe. But Judith has gone through so much in the last freaking week. It's ridiculous. She had to kill her first person. She saw like dead people that she knew hanging, and then they were walkers, and she just had to kill Walker Earl. Oh, I really hope they bring it with next week's episode, because it's going to be Michonne's last episode. And they better do a lot of explaining and give a lot of detail on whatever the hell is going on with Virgil and the naval beast and all that shit. Otherwise, it's going to be a big letdown. And for a character that's been around since the season 2 finale, and an actress that has been around since season 3, we gotta get a good exit for her if she's actually going out, which I'm 99.9999% sure that she is, because that's what everywhere's been reporting. So glad that Ezekiel and Jerry and everyone got the kids back though. But that stuff with Lydia and Alpha, I like that we got some backstory with Seal. It's right here. And then we get the beautiful comic, like straight off the pages, death of them. Long time coming. A long time coming. I mean, there's a lot I could keep talking about, going into detail on, but I don't want to spend too much time doing this. Like I said, I don't think next week will top Rick's final episode. Again, we'll see. The promo was very confusing. I can't figure out whether to trust Virgil or not. Ridiculously excited nonetheless. If any of you know about the new show, World Beyond, if you know how many episodes each season is going to have, and if there's going to be a break in between the seasons, or if there's a mid-season break, or anything of those lines, let me know, because I feel like I'm lacking some info on it. I've been trying to look it up, but I can't really find much on it, so I'm sorry if I wasn't much more animated for all that stuff at the end. I'm trying not to peek my mic, and also I'm pretty sure my family's sleeping, so I didn't want to wake them up. Otherwise, I would have screamed. But I'm going to wrap things up here, because it is late. I gotta get up early and edit this and get this up so that I can start fighting the copyright claims early. I want the full, uncut, and sometimes early reactions for The Walking Dead. Make sure to check out my Patreon down below. Let me know your thoughts on this episode. Comics, or if you don't, how'd you feel about this? Did you see this coming? Because I saw this coming, and I have been calling it since Negan was let out of the cell. So, as always, this has been Jack from Peace. I thought she was gonna die or something. What the fuck? Let's fucking go!
What in the hell?
Oh. Right off the pages! 156, baby, let's go! I'm so fucking happy.
Jesus.
Choke on it, bitch.
Beta's in Alexandria?
He got it. His throat's. You gotta go deeper than that
You
shit.
better not have just killed Jerry.
Ding dong, the bitch is dead.
What's wrong with Negan?
Oh,
and
fuck
Zeke?
yes, let's go. Oh,
Whisper
shit.
War
Is
is
it
imminent, ladies
no
and-
fucking way. Is it the way I fucking called it? Yes!
Was that Eugene and Rosita?
Oh, shit!
My